Omar Samaha. My sister Reema was an 18-year-old freshman, straight-A student, double major, member of the contemporary dance ensemble, active in many clubs and college activities. Like all of those killed on April 16th, she was so full of promise and had such a bright future. Does she sound like she fits the profile of someone who would be murdered by an illegal gun? The truth is, there is no standard profile. Gun violence affects all Americans from all walks of life. In fact, 32 Americans are murdered every day with guns. Over the past 5 years, I've been working to prevent gun violence. I've had the opportunity to travel across America from city to city, town to town, meeting with victims, survivors, law enforcement, mayors, legislators, doctors, sportsmen, even NRA members about gun violence and our broken background check system in particular. In Pennsylvania, I met a family whose 18-month-old son was killed while sitting in a car seat as his dad filled up the tank at a gas station. I spoke with a mother in Chicago whose honors student didn't come home from school because he shielded a friend from a bullet on a city bus. I've met Americans from all walks of life, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, aunts, and uncles. There is no one that's immune to gun violence in America. I think a girl from Minneapolis who lost her childhood friend to gun violence said it best when she said, "It's not about good kids, it's not about bad kids. It's not about race or class. This is a real problem. Gun violence isn't an urban issue, it's a nationwide issue." After Reema was killed, I went undercover with 2020 to a gun show in Richmond, Virginia to see just how easy it is to buy a gun without a background check. I bought 10 guns in under an hour. No questions asked, no ID shown. It was as easy as going to a convenience store and buying a bag of chips or a candy bar. And we are allowing anyone to do that. Felons, domestic abusers, those adjudicated mentally ill, and even potential terrorists. I have seen overwhelming support from everyday citizens to enact reasonable measures and enforce existing laws that will help prevent gun violence. To fix our national database and require background checks are simple steps, but they are steps that will help save lives. 7 out of 10 NRA members, nearly 8 out of 10 gun owners, and nearly 9 out of 10 Americans support this. I'm doing this so that others will not have to go through the same pain, loss, and suffering that my family and so many other families have experienced. 32 families go through what we have gone through and still go through every day. When I was in Iowa City, I was able to meet an administrator who was there during the shootings in 1991, nearly 20 years ago. She shared a quote with me describing gun violence, and it was as if the tragedy had just occurred. She said, "It's like dropping an enormous meteor into a lake. It creates waves that ripple for a long time and change the shape of the shore. Eventually, the surface of the water is smooth again, but underneath, everything is changed forever, and the people who were swamped by the waves are never the same." For the past 5 years, many of us affected on April 16th and gun violence across this country have worked tirelessly to prevent it from occurring to others. We have implored the help of Congress only to be shut out and ignored, as 32 more Americans are murdered with guns every day and mass shootings have become normal. I have been saddened and shocked to see an apathetic Congress sit idly by, even as gun violence struck one of their own in Tucson. Today we are calling on our congressional members to join us. A voice of moderation, asking for the enforcement of existing laws that respect Second Amendment rights and help keep us safe from gun violence. Please join us now on the 5th anniversary of April 16th to help us put an end to the tragic toll that gun violence is causing our country. Please sign this statement of principle. Thank you.